I do have a little task. Yes.
Do you download Tableau desktop or Track?
Desktop. Say it again.
It says in instructions, click on the link above and select
We're actually not covering prep. It's a separate application, so just the desktop. Yeah. Okay, everybody can see my screen. Give me a thumbs up if I, Okay, great. So little team building here. So take out your cell phone and do a quick message in your team channel. Okay, just do it in the team channel, not the whole class. One thing you did fun over the weekend. So you have the team channel set up already, right? Guys, good. I see that some of you are. So William is in the general channel. Oh, actually, Team Sun general channel, very good. Do you have team members here? Good. Let me go to admit some more students are in. So it looks like our Zoom session has the majority of students there. So right now, if you're just joining us, we're doing a little team building activity to go to your team Slack channel and write one fun thing you did over the weekend. So feel free to kind of reply a little bit. Have some reactions and good. All right, I see that the message kind of died down, so that's good. We're going to be using the team channel certainly for team project questions. I also have for set up just for general, so we can use that. And also the class question. There's a channel called class question. So I would encourage you to use that to ask questions as well. So class question channels on Slack can be used not only during class, but also when we're offline, right? So you have a question about anything in general about the class, quick way to do that. Much easier probably than using email. So I encourage you to do that, posting general questions. Sounds good? Yeah, not just here, but also offline situation. During class time, you can certainly use audio. So anybody who's on Zoom wants to ask a question, might be the fastest, just turn on your audio and say, hey, can you repeat that step? What did you just click on? Because we're going to be hands-on today, right? So make sure you on your computers, those are who are on Zoom, has Excel, right? The computer needs to have Excel on it. We're going to be using Excel today. And certainly you can use chat on Zoom. Do I have a volunteer here? Anybody's on Zoom in the classroom here? Can I have a volunteer to go on Zoom for me to monitor the chat group? Thank you. What's your name? Okay, thank you very much. I have my screen here too. Good. Excellent. I'm going to turn the camera to the class so you can kind of see what everyone's doing. It might help you to get on the same page. So let me make sure I am recording. Okay, just want to make sure, double check. So today's plan, I want to spend about 20 minutes or so on data cleaning. So we're actually going to go back to the unclean data set and go over some of the things, because a lot of time when you're following step by step, you're not really thinking, right? So by the end of you probably feel you learn a lot. But if I ask you to go back to do it on your own, you're going to be like, oh, right. I don't think I can do everything on my own. So that's what we're going to discuss it. So you're going to feel more comfortable to apply that to your own project down the road. Because the whole point is you learn the technique, apply. learn, apply. And it takes repetition to get comfortable, right? I know it's intimidating, especially dealing with a lot of data. You're afraid to break anything, right? But the nice thing about today's software, everything has undo, which is marvelous. When I first started, when I was in college, there is no undo for anything. Can you imagine that? If you mess up anything, you start over.
I would never survive.
I survived, right? So nowadays, there's the, you should feel really lucky. You have undo. There's no way of messing it up almost. Unless you take your laptop and throw it, right? So then you'll mess it up. So don't be afraid. Just get your feet in there and just do it. Don't be afraid, okay? So that's what I'm trying to say. And then we're gonna go into chapter 1 and 2. I'm gonna do a really quick kind of recap to see if you have questions. And then again, hands-on, we're gonna do some activities for end of chapter 2 activities, okay? So let's go ahead and do our data cleaning assignment. So we're gonna bring it up. So go to your Moodle site, go to your data cleaning. Can you still access, right? You can still access it, right? I'm going to download the 2 files again. Actually, download all 3 files. I'm going to be talking about the instructions as well, performance data, survey data. Did you guys enjoy the exercise, right? This exercise was good, easy to follow, right? Okay. So we're going to try to reinforce some of the skills you learned. I'm going to pause here to make sure those who are on Zoom are up to speed. You guys are good? Can you see my screen? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, good. And I'm going to switch to my Excel at this point. I want to make sure once it opens up, I want to check to make sure it's shared correctly with you guys. So bring up Excel and make sure you have those files downloaded. I'm going to open up my data cleaning instructions. And I'm going to talk through several points in there. If they ever open up, right? So this is a set of agenda I have on data cleaning. Are you guys having better luck than I am? Oh, goodness. Let me try opening up here and then open the file. Okay, now let's see. Okay, now I have the instructions here. So some of the things I will go through. And please keep this document as a set of tools that you'll be using. When you work on your own project, you'll go through data cleaning as well, which is, in my opinion, the most important step to get the data clean. My sister is a senior manager at a actually medical device company. So she works with the FDA. She's worked on over 30 projects. She analyzes data submitted to FDA for approval, goes through the whole, FDA approval process for medical devices. So she says, in her opinion, I agree with her, is that is the most challenging part, but also most important part to get your data clean. Once it's clean, it's so easy. So as a data scientist, one of the primary jobs for you is actually clean data. You are never going to be given a set of clean data nicely done and ready to go. Never. There's always a lot of mess to clean up. It's your job to clean it up. Okay. So keep this set because this is going to be standard set of things that you'll go through to clean your data as well. Okay, so we're going to go through some of those things as we let me put that aside, and let's see if I can open up my Excel this way as well. So everybody on Zoom, you're good to go. You have all the things. Yeah. Can you speak a little louder? Oh, somebody cannot log into the Zoom meeting? No. Need to be admitted? Oh, thank you. Got it. Admit. Thank you so much. Perfect. And we're good. So Excel, good. So let me open up here under my desktop. And I have both of this. Okay, so I'm ready to go with all the files that's opening up. So let's revisit this. You have two sets of data that reside in two separate spreadsheets, which is very common. One set is actually from a survey that's done through Qualtrics, right? So this is actually the survey data. So let's go ahead and change that data tab name from sheet 1 to survey data right away. So you did that already in your exercise. So I need everybody to be hands-on. This will be turned in at the end of the class, okay? So make sure everyone is working. So for the Zoom participant, you need to be working, so submit at the end of class as well, right? Everybody, well, they can see. So everybody is following that, needs to be submitted. Give me a thumbs up if you understand that. Okay, good. Turn it back to everybody else. Okay, so everybody is up to speed here, ready to go? Yes? Okay. All right. So we just changed the survey data. Oh, they can see. Thank you. Thank you so much. So give me a second to make sure I share here. Where is my desktop? The whole desktop. This is set up a little bit differently. I'm on the survey data. It's two separate screens. Okay. Can you guys see it now? Survey data. Okay, so you see the chat here. Okay, great. I see the chat response. Very good. All right. So now remember one of the first things we did in the data cleaning is relabel everything, understand the variables and relabel them, right? So let me just kind of go through the variables with you guys, and the two primary types of variables we discussed in chapter 2. There's categorical and numeric, right? Or quantitative. So what about the department? Column G, let's go ahead and rename that. Department, right? If you remember, that's the different departments. What kind of variable is this? So Zoom students, feel free to, well, actually, let's use our Slack. Use our class question, see who gets the correct answer first. Class question channel. What variable is department? Is it categorical or quantitative?
I'm not seeing a class question channel.
You might have to, you don't have that? Sadie, can you kind of show, once you finish, kind of show him where it is? Very good. I can see that a lot of you got it very, very quickly. Okay, so let me quickly. I can kind of invite you to it as well. Let me see if I can invite you. members, invite, and Wyatt.
Yeah, it says it was an invite, but not remember. Oh wait.
I just sent you an invite. Anybody else needs to be in this class questions channel? Okay. Very good. All right. So what about the next field? So we're going to do the next field, which is engagement. It has 4 different variables. So they have a set of questions. And this is one thing I want to cover as well. So for this, you will go recode everything to engagement 1, 2, 3, 4. On the video, you saw that's typed separately. So I would actually prefer you to use the field handle. Once you type in H1, engagement 1, go to your field handle at the bottom right and drag it across to K, which is the 4th engagement. So you automatically fills engage 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a little bit easier than typing them separately. And sometimes you can make mistakes as well. So this is a little bit more standardized, okay? Let me pause. I see some students are getting peer help here. Very good. So you can go ahead and do another one, satisfaction one. And then you go to, I think we might have manager. Okay, so let me go. We'll have a couple of different kinds. Satisfaction commitment. So 2, 3, 4. Okay, so go until O right here. Okay, just gonna practice that one more time. Okay, using the field handle. Very good. All right, so let me come back to my agenda, see. And also one of the tasks in your data cleaning is how do you decide when to delete, right? The question is, you have missing data in your cases, but how do you decide when to delete something? What are some of the principles that's discussed in the video?
When something is unnecessary or incomplete.
Okay, so when something is incomplete, right? But it depends.
Yeah. If there's usable data in other fields, you should keep it.
Correct. So if you have usable data, you should keep it, right? For example, when we looked at, I think it was maybe the department information here. So let's go and turn on our filter. Hide this. So turn on the filter. Let's take a look at whether we have some missing data for department here. Okay, so basically you scroll to the bottom, we have some blanks, right? How do we look at those blanks? Very good. So you check off, select all, and you come back to say, just show me the blanks. So this way we can just see those that are blank, right? So in this case, even though they don't have department information for this probably 7 or 8 records, but they have pretty much everything else, right? There's some are actually missing a little bit more data, but if you want to run the average to see what's the average engagement, that's still valid. We don't need department information for that, right? So in this case, we're not going to delete all this data, right? So that's just sometimes a little bit fine line to judge it, but in this case, we'll keep it. I'm always on the side of keeping things rather than deleting things. And also one of the things that I will always do is if you delete anything, track it. I always have a tab called deleted cases, okay? So I will keep it there. Because the questions can come up later. You say, what happened to those records? Why did we delete them? So if you have those deleted cases listed here, you can show what their original status was, and you put a reason because they missed all the survey responses. I think we had 3 records we deleted because they have no responses at all, right? Just the names. That's why we deleted them. So you can keep as record keeping. It just eliminates a lot of headache by doing this simple step. Okay? Yes.
Is mine supposed to have less than yours? Because supposed to be different than yours? Because I did exactly what you did, and I only have like 4 people that don't have a department.
So you can maybe clear the filter again, right? So all I did was department. So make sure you're on the department one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you select all and then blank.
Did you download your own submission, or did you must have downloaded your own submission? This is the original data.
Yeah, I downloaded the original.
It is original? How many guys do you guys have the department filter?
I didn't have the problem that I did.
You have the same number?
Mm-hmm.
9. You only have what?
I only have 4 of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you sort any other field by accident?
No.
So you clear all the filters?
Yeah, I cleared it all, and then I did it again. And it's I only have 4.
Okay, is it okay? I'm gonna come over, just take a quick peek. That's interesting. Curious. And can you unfilter everything? Go to data tab. Clear. And just select the column 8. Column 8. Column 8.
Oh.
Okay. 277 pounds. I have 281. So I'm going to clear mine. You can see I have 282. I don't know what happened to your data. That's strange. Maybe I do everything. Sometimes accidentally could hit something. Okay. Re-download it, I would say, if you want to be on the same page. It's not a critical deal. Yeah, for some students are asking how we're submitting the app, I'll just create something for you to submit towards the end of the class. Don't worry about it. We're not going to submit into the same. Oh, actually, we can attach. Yeah, you can actually attach it as another file, add another file. Okay, yeah, do that. So let's go ahead and do file save as. So we can standardize the name, putting on desktop. Name this as data cleaning in class. In class, followed by your name. So that way, you know it's not the one you did on your own. You trying to re-download it? Okay, that's really strange. Okay, so let me see. I have. Okay, so we also have to clean up the performance data, but let's go to the performance data.
Now I'm confused on what we're doing exactly. Are we? I thought we were going over the assignment, or are we doing something different?
Yeah, we're doing a little bit different things. Okay, I'm kind of going over that what we did, try to make you understand a little bit more the whole data cleaning process, so you become more independent, efficient on your own. Yes. You saved the document, right? Yeah. So right now, the next step, we're going to go to the performance data tab to copy that over. Remember that? You copy that over to your survey data. So let me make sure I'm actually sharing my performance data for the Zoom participants. So guys, now we're in the performance data. Remember I had those 2 survey data, performance data. Okay, those are collected separately. I mean, imagine the performance data is probably your manager evaluated you. So that's not from a survey, but the survey data is collected through a Qualtrics survey. But we need to merge them together. Okay. So now we're in the performance data. Okay. Let me make sure everyone's good. So the first step we're going to do is copy it over. Remember what you did? Anybody can tell me what steps? How do we get this over to the same worksheet? Anybody? Very good. So at the bottom of the page where the sheet tab name is, So go to sheet 1 right there, right click. Oh, let me enable editing, make sure you enable editing, and right click, move or copy, right? When this opens up, you're gonna create a copy and you're gonna move it into the data cleaning in class we just named. That's the master worksheet, correct? Select that, and we're gonna move it towards the end. So it's gonna show up as sheet 1 inside data cleaning in class. So that's the same step we did, but I want you to really feel comfortable by combining, okay? Because it took a little while for some of you to kind of remember it. Hopefully next time you'll know instantaneously, right? Okay, so go ahead, click on OK. Now you can see, let me make sure I share again with my Zoom participants, because for some reason it's not letting me share the entire desktop. I can try, let me try this screen 1. That might work, screen 1, okay. Can we see, everybody can see the performance data? Okay, very good. Now we're gonna rename this. Sheet 1, double click, and this will be performance data. Okay, you did that renaming also in your data cleaning assignment. So let me just make sure any questions from the Zoom participants or not. Okay, good. Everyone looks like it's busy working. All right, so that's how we move a worksheet from one to another location, copying it over. All right, so once we're here, one of the big tasks is to merge them together, right? Let's take a look at this survey data. So for engagement 1, I'm gonna ask you guys to tell me what type of variable is this? Is it categorical or quantitative? Engagement 1. Very good. Quantitative. So we can calculate them, right? But for departments, we cannot calculate. Excellent. And we see that the survey data is nicely converted already, so we don't have to worry about. But for performance data, we can't. Not yet, right? It's not in the right form yet. So I'm going to actually teach you a different way to convert the performance variables. Okay, we have 3. We're just going to do an easy way, P1 to P3. Okay, we're going to rename them as P1s to P3 to make it a little bit easier to remember, quicker for the class purposes. Okay. So our next task is to convert this. If you remember, the video showed you how to use find and replace. I don't like that. That's a little bit clunky, okay? So I'm going to show you a different way. I'm going to show you how to create an index. Regardless, first step is create an index. I'm going to show you a different way using filter. So let's go ahead and copy the first one, right? Copy column D by clicking on D. You will select the entire column. We're going to actually use our keyboard, Control-C. Copy this column, and we're going to go make a new worksheet. And we're going to call this new worksheet index. So you did that, same index, right? And then paste in here. So this is my performance index. It has all the different answers. Remember the index you create through the steps, you actually hand type it in. Well, if you made a mistake, it doesn't match up, right? It's just not efficient. So we can actually utilize the filter. Let's go ahead, turn on the filter. Turn on the filter. And there's an advanced feature right next to the filter sign under the ribbon. So go ahead and do advanced. Okay. At the bottom, this is really cool. We only want the unique records. That means I just want one response to tell me what are our responses, which is the 7 different responses. Boom, I'm done. That's pretty cool, right? So I have this done for me rather than for me to go there and find and figure out myself. So now I know. The only thing is that they're in a little bit different order. So you have to kind of figure out which one is which. So we can just go in there, eyeball it. Very effective is 7. And then effective is 6. Somewhat effective is 5. Neither is 4, the neutral. And then we go to very ineffective is 1, going that way, and ineffective 2, and then somewhat ineffective 3, right? Doesn't matter if it's in the right order, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we just need to match up. I'm actually going to make you do the VLOOKUP using this. Remember, you use the VLOOKUP to match the names from the 2 worksheets. So let me see who can actually match up using VLOOKUP. So what I mean is, in the performance data, you can have the recorded. I'm just going to copy this again. Copy the labels, and I want you to put the recorded data in here in those 3 columns using VLOOKUP. I'm going to start, but I'm going to walk kind of slowly. But if you know what to do, using the index to convert these 3 columns into numbers, using this index we just created, go for it. Okay, so you can do it faster. If you are not sure what to do, follow me. I'm going to give you a little bit head start. Okay, so go ahead, try it out on your own, how to use VLOOKUP. I had students telling me their sole interview question was, show me how to do VLOOKUP. That was it. If you don't know how to do VLOOKUP, that job is not yours, right? So I see quite a few of you are trying. That's great. So go ahead, try on your own. I'm going to start if you are a little bit rusty, forgot. So always you start equal sign, and we already know we're going to be using VLOOKUP. You can tap to pick up the exact writing of that. And then you're going to say, what value am I looking at? Well, I'm trying to see what is this, right? This is the value I'm going to match up. Where do I match it up to? Well, in my index right here. And I will actually prefer just selecting entire 2 columns. So that way, if we have additional values, maybe 9 different values, is all covered. I don't want to just select, a few. This is a little bit more restrictive. What if you have more scales, right? So I would prefer you to do this. This is a better practice to select the entire column where the index resides. Okay. All right. So now the next thing, it actually asks you what is the index column that you need, right? Oh, actually, I need to make sure I select my value. I forgot to do the lookup value. Lookup value, comma, and the array. So let me go ahead and do that again. So we look up this value, comma, my index, which is columns A and B in the index, and come back to performance. And I need to tell which column to return, which is the second column, right? By counting them. This is 1, this is 2. So I want the value in column 2 to return to me. So basically, after comma, and I said 2. And the last step is has to be an exact match, right? So that needs to be false. False means, let's make sure. False. And close the parentheses, right? First, what value you're looking at, which is in D2. And the array you're looking at in is in my index. And I want to return the second column where my index value is, and it needs to be an exact match, right? Well,
I'm selecting the last and first name columns.
Yeah, so give me a second. Let me redo it. Probably I was talking, doing this one more time. We look up. We're looking at this value and going to my index. There's 2 columns, right? And then I want to return the second column an exact match. Okay, so let's try this again, right? So once I had done that, I can just pick up this direct by using my field handle. Okay, everyone's got that?
For some reason, you keep selecting different columns than what I'm telling you.
Okay, so let's try again.
I don't know why.
Okay, so let's start. Everybody's on the same page. Let's see who got it. Anybody got it? Just thumbs up, you got it. Okay, we have a few on Zoom got it, very good. What about here in the class, who got it? We have a couple of them, very good. So those of you, if you don't mind, social distancing may help some of the peers if you could. So I'm gonna do this formula again, equal sign. And VLOOKUP, right? The first thing is, what value am I looking at? Well, I want to look at this value, right? Where do I want to match? Place a comma and go to my index. This is the range I'm going to look at this particular value from. Comma again. And I want the second column value. So the index number will be 2. The second column in that range needs to be returned. So this numerical value will be returned if it matches with one of these values, right? Comma, and it needs to be an exact match, okay? False is exact match. That's what you want. And close the parentheses, okay? And that's why we do this, because when you follow video, you're just doing it, not thinking, but now you're actually thinking a little bit more,
I
okay?
understood it when the video did that. I don't understand why it won't work now.
Yes.
So after that index and AB, what's the 2?
Make sure you put a comma and then 2.
Yeah, what is the 2?
This is the second column. So index of what value you want to return from that range. So we want to return the second column. You can certainly, if you have multiple columns, you can do that as well. Okay. So in this case, we only have this. You know, if I try to complicate it a little bit more, you know, I can say, I can put another column in here. Then my formula now will not work. Only thing I need to change is what? Very good. It will be the third column I'm returning, right? Yeah, very good question. I mean, you want to understand what each one is for. Okay, you're not always going to have a 2-column index. No, you could have like 10 columns, but you're looking for multiple values. You know, so that's how it works. Okay. So everyone's good?
It won't work for me. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong.
Okay, so let me.
Like
Oh, you're on. Are you on Zoom?
I'm doing exactly as you're doing.
Okay. So how about one last time? Wipe out whatever's in your cell in H2. Erase that. Some of you, if you say, "Oh, that's kind of boring," go ahead do the other 2 columns. You need to complete that as well. So go ahead do VLOOKUP of P2 and P3. Okay, while we're doing this. So VLOOKUP, and we'll look up D2. Yes, you got that?
Yes.
Comma, you need to separate everything by comma. And then we're going to go click on index, the tab, and select this whole range. Okay? I mean, you have 2. I would delete one of the columns after this. All right. And then comma, you put 2, right? I put 3 because I'm returning in my third column the index. And then comma again, false for exact match. And then copy it all the way down. So you can repeat the same process for the remaining, but you can also copy the formula over. If I were to copy formula over, I will actually make sure I fix my range. Okay, the range needs to be fixed, and this moves, right? This moves, so it doesn't matter. But you need to fix this range. So I'm going to put the $ for absolute fixing. Okay, and enter. So it doesn't change whatever's here, but it's going to allow me to copy over correctly. Okay, it's going to allow me. Otherwise, it's not going to be correct. If I don't have the $ in there when you copy over, for example, let me just delete that. If you just try to copy.
Whenever I try to put in the 2
Right.
or 3, it just says too many arguments.
Okay, I'll be right there. Give me a second. So make sure you put a $ to fix the range. Oh, actually, come back to here, fix the range. I want only from column A to C, because when you copy this over, it's going to shift as well your range in your index as well. So you need to fix that so it doesn't move. And then you can safely copy this over. Okay. All right. So you can kind of eyeball it. Very effective. Yeah, it's again 7. Effective is 6. So you know it's correct. Let me come over to help White.
I was to do this when I did the original stuff for every single one.
No, it's okay. Sometimes we're just not seeing things. Okay, you got the index twice. So go ahead, go in here. Yeah, let's go ahead. Click, comma, index, select A and B, comma. Yep, 2, typing 2. Keyboard 2, comma, false. Typing false. Yeah, close. There we go. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, so what we do is come here, put a $ in front of A and C or B. $. So it's not going to shift it, right? When it shifts, it's going to copy in front of B. And then use the tool handle. Bottom right, right. Okay. So they're not kidding when it said if you can do VLOOKUP, you can get a job, right? So many people have trouble with it. All right, let's see. Did they fix it? Did you guys fix on Zoom? The index, here's my index again. Yep. Okay, so when you copy over, it became 0, or make sure you have the correct. Don't use my, okay, I'm confusing some people probably. Make sure your formula is A2 B and returning value of 2, column index 2, okay? So make sure your formula is referring to the correct range and returning the correct column. When you have zeros in the return, most likely is when you're referring to the wrong index, Jew. I'm responding to Jew. Can you hear me? Okay, great, excellent. So it looks like everybody's on the same page. So you can go ahead, copy those over to the rest of the cells. So this becomes your numbers that, again, we're going to use VLOOKUP to put these numbers into the performance, the survey data. Okay, so you can hopefully by the end of the class, you're an expert on VLOOKUP, right? Yes? Okay, so now the next step I want to show you is how do we modify the names properly? If you remember, the video showed you how to do concatenation. which I don't really like using either. It's much more clunky. I'm going to show you a different way to do it, much faster. Use the ampersand. Okay, so in my note here, you can use ampersand instead of concatenation. Okay, yes. Oh, okay, no problem. When I have the submission, you can do it until tonight. So you don't necessarily have to turn it in. So you can put that one aside and complete P2 and P3 later on. And then just kind of follow along with me. I can help you with after class as well. Sounds good, Jordan? I can help you with the P2 and P3 if you have trouble later on. Okay. He's busy. He's busy working. That's okay. Okay, sounds good. All right. So now let's look at how do we do the concatenation using the ampersand instead. So we're going to come back to our data cleaning in class. Let me go ahead and close my performance one just to, yeah. So what we're going to do is, if you remember in survey data, all the emails has the name in full. So we need to transform both sides, right? Neither side is ideal. We need to grab just this part from our survey data, first name dot last name, and get rid of the rest. In our performance data, I'm going to move this to right next. Performance data, we need to concatenate, so it'd be first name dot last name. If you remember the two procedure, we have to kind of modify both sides. So let's do performance data first. So everybody go to performance data. We're going to concatenate this first name dot last name to match. Okay. So let's go ahead and insert a column. While I'm here, also you can insert multiple columns. For example, if I want to insert 2 columns here, I can do insert like that. Okay. But I'm just going to insert 1 for what I need. Okay, insert 1 column. All right. So super simple. So pay attention. Equal sign. We want a first name. Click on B2. Ampersand. Okay, that's the magic sign I was talking about earlier. Typing the ampersand using your keyboard. Typing ampersand in your keyboard. And quotation sign. It's going to tell the computer what I want. In the quotation, it's going to be my period. Okay, I want a period in between my first name and last name. So ampersand again. So this is actually concatenating for me. Are you following? So what do you think the last part is? Excellent. Click on A2. Then we're done. Wasn't that easier? Much easier in the concatenation, right? Yes. Sure, absolutely. So I'm going to repeat that. The equal sign, so it's an operation. First is the B2, where my first name is, ampersand, quotation mark, period, quotation mark, and connect again to my first name. Okay? Everyone's following what this means? It's much easier. I use this all the time because I have rosters I download from Banner. That's everything's connected. I want to separate first name, last name. I separate and then sometimes I want to connect it back. So I use this all the time, almost daily basis. I love this operation. Okay. Ronish, you good? Anyone else needs help on this? Otherwise, you can just copy it down using your magical field handle. Double click. You copy all the way down to the end. Okay. Everyone's good? So now we need to go back to our survey data tab. To fix our email, we only want to have the first part before the @ sign. So I'm actually not going to insert anything because we're not going to need the IP address. I'm just going to overwrite it. Okay. So go ahead and select your column A, right? And under the same exact tab, the data tab, we have the text to column option. Okay. And that is very, very useful function as well. And we're going to go to the next to specify what we want to where we want to separate. So in this case, we want to other separate by. Anybody remember? Very good. We want to separate right at @ So that will give us two pieces, right? Give us the full name with the dot in between and the @ Okay, so go ahead, do that, and you can finish. And say yes, say okay, because we don't want that IP address anyway. So now we have the cleanup version, right? So only have the name, which will match what's in the second column there. I mean, second tab there. So now we can merge the data. We're going to use VLOOKUP again, right? So let me pause here. Yes, absolutely. So the rest of you can go ahead, clean up from B to F. We don't really need those, right? So I'm going to undo it. So again, select the entire column A and go to text column. So this idea behind this, we're going to separate into columns for that one column data, right? And there is an operator we can use in this case, which is the @. So go to next, specify on the other @. Okay, and then finish. And it's going to ask whether you want to replace, because it's going to become two columns. In this case, we're okay. Otherwise, you will insert an empty column to receive this part. Okay. All right. So again, get rid of, delete this data because we don't need it. You just need everything from department on. So now we're ready to VLOOKUP again. So first thing, let's go ahead and do this. Copy this label over. And Control V here. Oops, sorry. In the first row. And then go ahead, use your VLOOKUP. It's tempting. I know sometimes it's tempting to go in here. Let me just copy paste over. But what if they don't match everything? What if there's a row missing data in any one of these tabs? You cannot do that, okay? You cannot copy and paste over. You have to VLOOKUP to make sure you get the exact match. Do you understand? Okay. All right. Because some people might not do the survey, right? But they got evaluated by the manager or vice versa. So you cannot just copy and paste over. So again, I'm going to give you a head start. Think through. Just do it on your own. Get those 3 columns of data matched here. Go and work on your own first. And then I will jump in maybe 10, 15 seconds. And just give me a thumb up when you're done. Let's see who's our winner here. Okay, how about the winner gets 1 bonus point? Let's see who gets that VLOOKUP done properly. Are you trying? Okay. You got it? No? Okay. All right, got it?
Is that right?
If it's 7, it's correct, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, awesome. And let me see, let me circle your name for bonus points. We have the first completion. And Tyler?
Yes.
Okay. Bonus. Okay, excellent. If you finish, give me a thumbs up so I can kind of see how many people are done or still working.
I'm not entirely sure what to do.
Hmm?
This one.
Okay,
I did.
I'm gonna go ahead and work on it. So same exact process, right? What we're trying to match is the name. So equals VLOOKUP. So bring up the function first. And then I'm gonna match the name. I mean, not the name, the sort of the name, yeah, it's dot name, right? Look at this number, comma, where's my range? In the performance data, right? And this is a big range from C. Okay, so it goes from C all the way to K. like I said earlier, you can have a lot of columns. So this is the whole range I'm using. You have to, using VLOOKUP, the first column has to be the value you look up in. So you cannot select from A. You have to select from C and on. So that's one drawback. So if you have the index numbers before, you do have to kind of revert them. So just remember that in VLOOKUP. There's a new function called XLOOKUP that's more flexible. Okay, we can look at that later. All right. So make sure you select from C all the way to K. And then, comma, tell me what number do I need to return? So the range from C, what's the index number? Tyler, you can tell it. Very good. So you count, right? First column is C, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the index number is 7. I want to make sure everybody is clear on that. Okay? And then comma, again, false. Close, right? So now you can get that correct number. If you copy it down, be fine. Okay? Thumbs up, everybody got it? Excellent. You feel more comfortable now? Yeah. Very good. All right. So if you don't have any questions, we're gonna move on. It took really longer than I wanted. Okay. So yes. Oh, don't worry. I'll come back and help you with that. So this is pretty much what I want to go over, Jordan, on this. So I can show you that really quickly. Yeah, I've done all these things. Let me just show you really quickly for 2 and 3. So this, you can also do those as well, okay? So are you talking about, Jordan, you're talking about the in performance right here, right? You do have to get this correct before you do that, right? So for this,
I don't
what
have.
I did was copying the formula over from P1 to P2, okay? Before I copy it, I fixed it with $sign in front of A and B. So that makes it an absolute reference, means that it will not change. So the only thing I did was coming here, adding the $sign in front of A and B. That means do not change my range from column A's and B, right? Do not change. Otherwise, it's changed to C, B and C. That's not what I want. So once you fix it, copy it down the row, and then drag it over, okay? So that's it. Adding a $2 will allow you to copy the same formula over for the other two. So I leave this for you to figure out how to copy over, okay? So this is on your own, all right? So go ahead, save that, and you can work on that tonight to finalize and submit it later, okay? So however you want to do it, go to your Google Drive and submit it onto your, attach your email, put it on your Google Drive. Anybody need help? Yes.
Yeah, try to copy it over to me.
Okay, so when you try to copy over from the performance data,
I think it means when you copy the formula across.
Yeah, when I try to
The
copy
cells.
across the cells.
which one? You talking about performance data or survey data? Okay, so for this, yeah, same thing. You need to make sure the range is correct, right? So you need to fix the range as well. But for this one more thing you need to change is the index number. It cannot be 7 anymore. It has to be what? Very good. It would be 8, right? And for P3 will be what index number? 9. So add the $signs. I do it really quickly, but I won't spend too much time because I do want to cover some other things, okay? But if you resubmit to data cleaning, and you can add a file, and I will show you that So add a $sign first. Copy this over to P2. Change it to what? It should be 8, right? And also we need to change one more thing is the lookup value. Lookup value needs to be what? Should we look up 7 here? We should look up what? A2. So 3 things to change. Change referencing to A2. We should have probably put that into the fix. We should fix that before we copy it over, right? Okay. So 3 things. Changing, make sure you're looking at the correct cell. Make sure your range is fixed. And make sure you're returning the correct index column. Okay, so when you have all those things, then you'll be fine. So I'm going to do that for 3. If I copy this over to 3, so I need to change my B2 to A2. And also the return value needs to be what? Column number needs to be 9. Okay? So this is recorded. You can also go back and take a look at the recording to see what I did. Sounds good, guys? Very good. All right. So we got that covered. So practice, practice, practice. There's no other way of getting to the place you feel comfortable. You have to practice a lot. And on Thursday, yes.
I think someone's trying to get back into the Zoom.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Let me make sure. Thank you very much. All right. I want you to just copy the format text and then paste it. And change. Yeah, you can certainly do that. But if you have a large set of values, let's say 100 columns, that's a different issue. Okay. A lot of things I'm showing here is, can I scale it? Can I scale it to a large data set? A lot of options, yes, it's easier. You can just modify it. Let's see, Casey, that's a great question, great comment. Is can I scale it if I have 100 columns, right? But if you fix the references, less things to change. In those cases, I would probably also use an index for my index column numbers to return 7, 8, 9. I won't actually hand type 7, 8, 9. I'll actually refer to an index for it as well. Okay, so that's so that way I can scale. Yes. Okay, I can come help you later on. How's that? Yeah, so just hold it, just put your file there. We can deal with that a little bit later. Let me see on chapter 1 and 2. I do want to go over a few concepts, okay? And then hopefully we can get into, not too much time left though. All right, so probably what I would do is to jump ahead to look at the assignments, okay? So, and I will probably just do a video on the concepts for chapters 1 and 2. That's easy for you to catch up. But the hands-on part, I want you to. So I want to talk about the software installation software assignment. And you do have a little bit exploration you need to do. Let me go over that first. So if you click on the software installation assignment, it's going to be a Google assignment. Each student will have a copy of the template here. So you make sure, absolutely sure you're logging into your own account. Otherwise, it's going to mess up the linkage for the rest of the assignment. So make sure you're logging into your own account to link up. Remember my password. Too many passwords to remember. Huh? All right, so then it will show you the template section. Okay, so some student already submitted, but there is an attachment that you can download, which is the template. Okay, if you open up the template, each student will get a copy, and it will give you the instructions here. So the first step is RStudio installation, you install R first in RStudio. That instruction is pretty clear from the textbook, as well as on Moodle. And then I want you to go ahead, do a little bit exploration in the chapter 1 appendix. So that is found into Cengage. So you have to go to Cengage. Let me just show you that really quick. Sometimes students are, I think I had a student asking where is that located. So in the appendix, on my tab, on the chapter 1. Oh, actually, sorry. Chapter 1, appendix here. So getting started with R and RStudio, just this one, don't do the manipulation yet. So getting started with R and RStudio. So that is step-by-step approach, how to download, install, and then exploring, okay? So for submission purposes, I want you to submit a screenshot after you have completed the assignment, after completed the VNet, the dplyr, this particular package. So when you run that successfully, make a screenshot, okay? All right, so just make sure the introduction to dplyr is actually inside the screenshot, because the command will basically bring up that. So just a little hint there, all right? So trust me, if you follow that, you should be fine. If you have questions, let me know, okay? So don't skip ahead, just follow through. And the second one is Tableau installation, okay? And I gave you the class license, so you can go to, again, the instruction is on Moodle, how to download for Tableau. Okay, questions on software installation. Is it Tableau somewhere there? Any questions? All right, so for the other one, the assignment, that's for you to work on Thursday. Okay, individually, you have chapter 1 quiz as well as chapter 2-1 assignment. It's from the chapter. Okay, so let me see any questions. Okay, so to submit the in-class one, you go back to data cleaning, do a resubmit and add a file. Okay. Oops, sorry, I lost. Let's see. Here. Okay. So the assignment, I copied the questions already, but you do need to go to Cengage to be able to download the files. Okay. So I have. Oops, sorry, I didn't turn it on. So let me go ahead and turn it on for Thursday assignment. Okay, so I'm showing you the Thursday assignment. So same process, you open up the file. I already copied all the questions in there. So it's easy for you to go in there and answer the question. So this actually shows you how to resubmit kind of thing. It's very similar to, you will have a button set resubmit. Inside submit, you have resubmit under your data cleaning, right, guys? You guys see it? Okay, good. So you can add the file to do that. Okay, so for this particular assignment is from the chapter 1, 3, and 5. Okay, at the end of chapter 2. So on Cengage, let me hide this again. On Cengage chapter 2, so you go to navigate to the last part of your somewhere there, I think. Yeah. It has the problems. Yeah. So basically, I copy and pasted these questions, right? So you can see. I wrote down the incorrect. Should be 370. Sorry, my bad here. So you can see the questions here. Wall Street Journal, blah blah blah, right? So it's from the end of the book, but I already copied it for you. So the first set of questions just answer what variables. We did that a little bit with our data exploration. I think you guys will be fine. So the easiest way would be just copy, you know, if this is the correct one, you can paste it. That's probably easy, okay? Yeah? So the first set of questions answer. Number 3, you need to download the data file. So that's why you need to go to Cengage. Number 3, data file. The reason I picked this is, if you haven't noticed, the even numbers have answers. So if you're not comfortable yet with the question, do number 2 first, and it'll show you what the answer will look like, right? Okay, guys? And definitely, if you haven't done the chapter exercises, do the chapter exercises. And those are not difficult, but practice, guys. You practice to be proficient, okay? Yes? Everyone's clear? So you download the files here, just grab them and then come to doing them in Excel. After you finish Excel, when you submit, is that you will add the file. So basically, you will add, if you have 2 files for number 3 and 5, you add 2 separate Excel files. Okay, is that clear? You can add multiple files. The template will be automatically already submitted. It will be there. Okay. So basically, for those, it's very straightforward, looking at percentages and sorting, frequencies, and so it's not that difficult. It's actually easier than some in-chapter exercises. So don't be afraid. Just go in there. You'll be surprised. It's pretty easy. Okay. But I want you to have more practice. So you manage to say, hey, give me those answers, because those are asking some really good questions. So tell me what's the most frequently visited website, right? So it kind of ties in doing the actual analyze and then answer the question together. So, but those are not difficult. So don't be afraid, and also don't hesitate to ask me questions either. So on Thursday, we're working on this during our class time. I'll be online doing the virtual student hour Zoom session. Just jump on. Any questions you might have. Okay, so don't feel, if you feel it's a little bit difficult, some of the things you didn't catch up quite there, just reach out for help, please. And also use our Zoom, not Zoom, Slack channel for questions as well. Feel free to do that, something quick. All right. Any question from the Zoom participants? Are you guys good? Give me a thumbs up. You understand what's expected. Awesome. Good. Very good. Yes.
So the data crate that we were going to post,
yes.
Are we resubmitting it?
Correct. Resubmitting it. You can, let me go back to right here.
Unless the original file that was already graded, and you put in the in-class version as well.
Yeah, you can. I think you can add a file, the Excel file to it. Just add it.
Is there anything else that we have to do to it? Is there anything else that we have to do to it?
Just what I did up to this point in the survey data. Once you have VLOOKUP done.
And we just turn that in with that?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So we resubmit it on the existing data?
Correct. So I don't have to make you go to another assignment. Okay. But I will adjust the grade somehow. Okay.
I have a question about the class.
Sure.
I don't understand why we're using Google Assignments as well as the normal way that Moodle does it, for like giving out files and submitting them.
Sure. I think it will become a little bit more apparent when you submit chapter 2-1. For example, you submit in the first set, in categorical or so on. I can actually mark up comments directly to show you. You'll be in the same exact document, seeing all the scores. In the traditional Google assignment, if you remember, you see the score and the assignment comments separately, but then you have to go into yourself and say, what did I do? So this way, it's going to be in one space. I find that it's much easier for students to get feedback from me. Okay.
Just to make sure I'm doing it right.
Yes.
We submitted to the Moodle submission?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So for today in class, again, is to go to your data cleaning, and you can resubmit, right? Okay. You can just add, yeah.
It told me it was overdue when I did it.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, because I already have the grade stuff, so I know. So it's all right. Any other questions? we all set for this week. Let me bring up for this week. So software installation is due tonight. If you have any trouble, reach out to me. Let me know, okay? But otherwise, you can just be doing your things, let things download, and then once it's done, go do a little bit exploration with your RStudio, okay? And Thursday, chapter 1 quiz and chapter 2-1 assignment. Any questions? Any question from the Zoom participants? We still have a couple of minutes. Anybody else need help on doing VLOOKUP? And I know, yeah, I'll come to you. Yeah. All right, if not, we're finished for today, and I will see you guys on Zoom on Thursday. But again, that's during our virtual student hour. So make sure you go on that meeting link, not the class link, because it's open to all students. Okay. All right, guys. See you later. Bye, my Zoom participants.
So we don't have to come physically on Thursday?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Thursdays are online because it's a hybrid class. I would just be on the virtual student hours,
Okay.
so students can log on anytime to ask questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt you when I first came in, because I came in like 2 minutes late.
Okay.
But I was going to be on Zoom today, but my internet at my house was out.
Oh, okay, no problem, no problem. Yeah,
Just wanted to let you
that's perfectly okay. Yeah. You did everything okay?
Yep.
Okay, good, good. You doing the last part? Okay, so I'll copy over. It's,
There was a district. I don't know the second one, which was is vertical. Because I see here was like drag down button. So how do you usually change it? Like writing?
Oh, you mean the label?
Mm-hmm.
Click on that again. You see the bottom right? You know how to spell?
Yes.
The last one, that's how you do that.
So not the drag one.
Oh.
There was like a list to do, and the second was to change group. No, my email is empty.
Oh, you created that. So copy one of the columns. So that's the performance. Copy that. I'm sorry, 帝王 that 以太币一毫米，就放一，就放给它抄起来。然后呢，就测试index，yeah，go to index，index 看。So go to future, and on future, real future, advanced, now this is for some number very happy 7. You can just type it in. Go to B. Increase the form without it. Okay, just fine. Very effective 7, effective 6. So on. Yeah, just one second. Are you still having trouble? What goodness? Can you show me? Did you get in touch with tech support? No, I don't know what to do. I told her I was for data files, I can help you with that. Yeah, so can you try to log in? I know, just so it's not, the other savings account is not using your Windows account. So this is still linking to the old one? Yeah, this is taking me to the email with that. When I looked at the courses that I have, it's like this is what my freshman year. So that should be a very easy fix from Sunday. You have time right now, let's call them. Can grab your phone and let's call them so that way we can talk to you. Go back to the menu. Yeah. Get somebody else. So this goes to ITS.
Did you record this class on Zoom or no?
Yes, we did today. I believe we did.
Okay, so you put the class right
Yes.
on the Zoom?
I think I did, right?
No.
So let me make sure I record it. So let me check. Usually we send you an email when it's ready for download.
And which group am in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wait, that's the other one. Hold on. That's my morning class. This morning that was recorded. I'm pretty sure I checked because last time I forgot. It might not be ready. It took a while. You can see that we finished class at 12, but it didn't become ready until 12:40. So probably be half an hour or so before it pops up for me to upload.
And
So
one more question, right? So you made group over here for the project or something? On this
you're not in a group yet?
No, right?
Oh, okay, because you joined late, right?
Yeah, because they added on me on Friday. I couldn't see anything.
Oh, okay.
I knew about the Slack, so I logged in
Yeah.
by myself, and I asked you assignment. You said it's open till weekend, right? But I still couldn't see on my Sundays or in Moodle.
I think we have some teams. I have to go back and can you send me a reminder?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then
Just saying.
yeah, I need a team. So
okay.
yeah. So that way I can go see which team has 3 people in it. And we use the fourth one.
And the St. Gaze assignment, and you said there's a quiz coming up, right, already? And that's in St. Gaze or in the Moodle?
In St. Gage. Yeah. So are you on St. Gage yet?
Yeah, I could see in St. Gaze now.
Oh, not yet?
Yeah,
okay, I'll check when I go back. But it's not due until Thursday. Okay.
So whatever I'll do happens, I'll text you on
Yeah.
Slack, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah. Did they come online yet? It's on hold. Okay. All right. Sorry.
No, it's not. And Thursday it's online only.
Yes, for this class.
Because last Thursday I came.
Oh no.
And then I didn't realize it was online. I checked here.
Yeah.
And then I said it was Thursday only, but I couldn't join through the Zoom because it was not.
No, yeah, we're only using a virtual student hour
Oh, okay.
for Thursday. You know, I have 2 different links, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So on Thursday for this class will be just virtual hours.
Yeah, but whatever you're gonna record the Zoom, right? You're gonna record the Zoom on Thursday as well?
On Thursday, no, because it's open hours, so it's actually just first student to student discussion. So I'm not doing anything to, yeah. But I'm gonna go and record a little bit on the chapter 1 and 2 concepts. Yeah, I'll do that. But in terms of problem solving, I'm just gonna ask students to contact me, jump on the Zoom, and say, hey, I'm having trouble with this particular question. I can point you guys to the right direction. Yeah, it's a little bit different from the other class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, just feel free. Any questions, let me know.
All right.
Okay? Still on hold? You might. I don't know if they sometimes they will ask you to show them screen. So if you want, you can call them later to kind of if you need to go. We might want to. Let me think through. So if it's your okay, let me see again. Think through. So last time I gave you a key code, right? Yeah. I gave you a key last time. You said it did not work. Yeah.
Yeah, when I go to my new account and I type in the cheat code to try to add the class
Mm-hmm.
to my unlimited thing, it says must use link for this course.
Must use link.
Yeah.
Oh.
In the link, I try to like copy and paste the link from the Moodle account, but it doesn't.
So if we can somehow, I'm still trying to figure out where do we need to call Moodle, because Moodle is the one that provides the link to email, right?
Yeah, because I did use Cengage with that email, but that was like my freshman year.
So
had to make a new account. I made a new account with my new.
did you have the same problem? That's why you created a new account, or?
No, I just made a new account because I started using the new email.
So for your other class,
For other class, like I always just log in, never automatically have a login. Like that link when I click it, it automatically takes me to that account. Like I don't have to log in on anything. It automatically takes me to that. Other classes I usually have to like log in.
so what is
I
this?
was thinking the lady you got to email me,
Mhm.
she said if I can just use that like that account or whatever, which I think I can, but I would have to purchase it, like I would have to repurchase it, and I already paid for it on the other account. But well, I have it set to where it's a 7 day free trial, and then after 7 days they're gonna charge my card. So I was thinking maybe if I can, but I don't wanna. I was thinking maybe if I cancel the subscription and then try to add my 407 to my to the one you have.
Mhm.
If I add the 407 course to that account and do it and like pay for it on that account.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to cancel the subscription because I'm not sure if like it'll work. And I already turned in homework.
Right.
On,
So we
like,
do need the
407.
tech support to be online to do all that. Make sure it's. That is strange. I've never heard any other student that same problem with two different accounts. I mean, especially now that it should go directly to your new email. Why would it go to the old email? You don't have any other class in the same page, right?
No, only
Just
account
these two.
407 and this one.
That's so strange. So that one you went from Moodle directly, no problem.
Mm-hmm. I clicked the link that he had in the syllabus, and it took me to Cengage. I logged in, and I just had to purchase.
Let me see your email listed here. That's correct,
Yeah,
right?
that's the email that I used.
And that's the one that's correct in accounting.
Mm-hmm.
But when we click here, it goes to ITS.
Yeah.
That is
because I was looking at it like I was looking at the settings and stuff.
Okay.
And it had like old courses on it, like my old business class and stuff from the
So
past. And I looked at the
everything's the
address.
same. This part's the same, but it's ITS, right? Okay, I'm gonna send an email to I'm gonna copy our Moodle administrator and also Miss Amy, the book rat.
Yeah, she's the one who emailed
me. Yeah. That is, oh goodness, email's not working. So let's see if we can get to the bottom of this, because it seems like some connection is off in there. It's not. Okay. And copy it email. I'm gonna send you this.
I'll stay on the phone with them and try to get tomorrow to my computer.
Yeah, so I'm gonna type out basically explaining from my course, CIS 370. It's linking. I'm gonna type out the rest, but the gist is it's linking to the ITS, right? 407. Do you remember section? 407 what?
4MW.
So let's see if we can figure out from
If you
the
can explain them to just like maybe add 370 to that email,
Yeah.
because that's the email that I use,
yeah.
and I already purchased the
Mhm.
unlimited.
Right? Yeah, I'll clean up the language. So,
Okay.
but that's the gist, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Hopefully, we can figure out because that's so frustrating.
Okay. You can give me an email.
Yeah, yeah. So I copy you on it too, so that way, you know, if they reply, you'll
I
see.
can see it. Okay.
Mhm,
Thank
mhm.
you.
I'm sorry about this. Hopefully, we'll get to the bottom of it. Okay.